Hi. Welcome back to Matter of What's the touch of myself? Matter of Opinion. We're here with our guest, Sam, the discount lady. So here she is. Hi, Sam. How are you doing today?
Well, how are you?
Good. So, Sam, you have a job we can't talk about.
Exactly.
You have a boss we can't talk about, and a personal life we can't talk about. It was great having you. So,
nice to be here.
In any case, now you are actually the youngest female entrepreneur. I know you're thinking P. Kennedy, but it's not. You're the youngest female entrepreneur in Burlington. You're like 37 or 38, right? And,
Why not?
So where are you from, actually?
Actually, I was born in Port Island, and I lived there for about 10 days, and then moved to Brunswick, Maine, and then I moved to Pensacola, Florida, about 2 years after that. 2 years after that, I moved to, actually, I went to Oklahoma, Florida, Houston, Texas, and then Corpus Christi, Texas for my first grade year.
You're turning me into a zombie here.
You think so? Wait, I'm not finished yet.
Okay, you can go on if you like.
Yeah, definitely. I lived in Corpus Christi for about 3 years. Then I moved to New York, and I lived there for about 4 years, in 2 different places, actually, Endicott and Endwell. Then I moved to Vermont. Stayed there for about 8 months. Then I moved to Westport Island and around Leominster.
You're still in Vermont. Did you know that?
No, actually, I'm getting back to that.
Okay. But let me interrupt you for a second, okay? What do you think is the biggest problem facing women looking for jobs around here?
Micro International.
You can't talk about that. Now you work with macaroni for a while, didn't you?
Yeah,
you
for a
worked
little
in a
while
factory
though.
with
I didn't
macaroni,
like it.
and there was products that in the macaroni, because macaroni is made with dough. Mm-hmm. It's baked dough, and there's another word for that I can't think of for baked dough. But there's people your lavalier dropped. Mine did hours ago, but yours just did. It's okay. So do you think that right now that how women look when they're walking into the office is the biggest thing that's affecting them getting a job? Because you're dressed in black right now. If you walked in, I would say it's open casket and it's 2 doors down. And so basically, do you think that bright cheery colors, women go to interviews in bright cheery colors, that's the best thing for them to do?
I really have no idea.
Well, I know we can't talk about anything real, though.
You're exactly correct, or I could get fired.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. I was told that this morning.
Well, I think we've all put our minds together so we can get her working at Price Chopper next week. I think we can pretty much, this whole job here we can end. Now, do you think that, for yourself, do you think that it's really hard? I was doing telemarketing for a while for a job, and I was calling people at home, asking them just like basic questions. Do you think that like we live in that kind of community where someone who's doing telemarketing could actually make a living at it?
I think so.
You think like women doing telemarketing is more receptive for someone to hear a woman's voice on the other end, or some guy who is scratching himself while he's reading?
No, I definitely think a woman's voice, and you can make a very small, minimal $5 an hour job working in telemarketing and market research.
That's the most you're going to go in that, like $5 an hour?
Basically, and you can only get moved up if you don't have your nose pierced twice.
That's... Really? Is that, it told you that you're not going anywhere unless you unpierce yourself?
I myself don't personally know, but I've heard.
How many other things do you have pierced?
Just my nose and my ears.
Because I'm pierced all over, actually.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm.
You gonna say that in the air?
My body, just to puncture my body, lets all the pain, that's just me. So anyway, it's just a release. So Sam, we want to thank you for having me on, and we're going to talk to you again really soon. Next time you're on, we're going to talk about some real stuff. We're gonna call your boss actually when you get up right now. We're going to let you know that you spilled the beans about everything. So right now we're going to a film segment, and we'll be right back. And If is going to be coming on in a little while. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.